I really do have them both going at the same time. Hi guys, this is Jen from ScanNCut Jam Sessions and ScanNCut Canvas and Scal Help on Facebook. This video tutorial is going to be about sandblast etching. So right now I'm cutting the 651 stencils that are going to go on the projects that I'm doing. Okay, so here we have the stuff that I'm going to be etching. And I clean it really well with alcohol. This is just an alcohol swab, but I've already went through and cleaned it all. And since I'm going to be putting the stuff on the underside of the casserole, each of them needs to be reversed. Okay? The one I'm cutting to go on a big mirror, which looks like this one. I didn't like the way this material doesn't stick, so I'm cutting it again out of 651. And that one's going to go on a mirror so it reads correctly. And okay, so now I have my low-tack transfer tape on here. And when you weed this, you want to weed out the good parts. Okay? So when you're doing etching, it is the reverse of what you would do if you were sticking this vinyl on here to stay. So you want to make sure you get it down good. And this is the low-tack transfer tape that I use for everything. I don't recommend other tapes, any of them, because I've never used them. I used to use contact paper, but I started running into issues when I would remove it. It would leave like residue on the object, so I stopped using that, and now I just use this. And it works wonderfully. Okay. So now, which one does this go on? The little one or the big one? Let's go on the little one. Okay. And some people might do it this way. I don't. I lay it down, get it even according to my mat, so that everything is going to come out hunky-dory when we stick this on there. I need to turn the light out because that puts too much of a glare on here. Okay. So now I flip it over and I'm going to rub like the dickens on it, because you don't want any air bubbles along the seam. It doesn't really matter what it looks like over here if there's an air bubble. I'm just mainly concerned about where the vinyl is at the edge, because I don't want it to leak underneath. And we're going to actually be doing blasting, so if it looks like some part of it is going to come flying up when I'm in there, I need to get on that. And make sure it's stuck down really, really well. That's why I love these pink scrapers, because you can get in there, but it's not going to damage anything. Okay. And this is Orakau 651. It's an ugly color I got from someone who couldn't sell it because the color was so horrible. So I just use the stuff that I would not use on anything else. I use that as stencil material, because sometimes you can get this stuff really, really cheap, even when that one place has their sales. If you want to get it from there and use it for stuff like this, or go to your sign shops, sometimes they'll give you their offcuts. And I want to pull this transfer tape directly back onto itself. Okay, so like this. And kind of go slow. And I'm just catching little parts that stick up. Catch them with the edge of your little scraper. And squish them down and then pull. Got a little piece here that doesn't want to come off. Come on. There we go. And just keep on a-pulling. Alright. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to seal and make sure everything is sealed down really, really well. If you're using like an air, like sandblasting stuff, that air comes out of there pretty doggone quick. And if you have any part of this stencil that's not adhered down, it's going to go bye-bye. And you will ruin your entire design. So just go through, take the time, and make sure everything is stuck down nice and well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this, and then we'll be back. Someone had asked on the group about settings and that, and weeding, and if it gets easier. Well, I put, you know, if you manage to get that sweet spot in your settings, this is what you can do. Hang on, I just knocked that out of there. You just grab and peel. Let's see if I can show you. Just grab it and start peeling, and all the little holes and stuff like that will stay where they need to be. So once you get it down and you know where that is, like for me, mine is a pressure of -1, speed of 1, and a blade depth of less than 1. But everybody needs to test their own settings. As you see, it's just coming out. I'm not doing anything funny with the letters or doing anything like that. I try to tend to pull it back onto itself like that, because it does weed easier. And then with objects, hopefully you can see this, objects like this right here, I try to pull straight up. Just pull it right on up there. And that will expose all the stuff that you need to remove. So that's just a quick snippet on, yes, weeding does get easier. It's never, we don't have an automatic way to weed them. Just tweak your settings. Okay, so I'm out here in the barn finally, and take painter's tape and mask off what you're not going to be blasting so that it doesn't get all messed up. So here I have all of this stuff and this mirror, which, oh my goodness, if you guys ever do a mirror, good luck. Putting the stencil on straight is very difficult for me. And I'm also going to etch my, whatever you call those cups. Yeah, one of them. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, let's get rocking here. Here is my blasting cabinet. Look how pretty it is inside. You can see everything. I added these lights to it. Put them on there with a double-sided tape that we use in scrapbooking that's super adhesive. Then I ran adhesive caulk all along the edges and behind it and stuck it down because it's a square. Let me open this up for you here. Because the lights have a flat bottom on them. Let's open this up. So you can run caulk on the inside of that. Got my brush. All the grit in that. I'm using 220. Why won't this lock? Oh, probably because it's got all kinds of crap on it. And then I have my my air hose going in, but then I took my, you like my tape job? I took my little tiny 2.5 gallon shop vac and I hooked it up. I left the brush head on here and stuffed it right in there and it fit perfectly. And I'm hoping that the brushes will also help keep some of the stuff down. I do have a bucket here to do the water trap thingy so that all that dust doesn't get into my shop vac. Of course, I built a little stand that has wheels on it so I can move it around wherever I need to go. I do have a 26 gallon 26 gallon air compressor. So let's get busy, see what we can get done. Okay, so we have the first victim in there. And yes, it might be a victim because it might be a casualty. I'm hoping the camera stays where it's at. It's kind of precariously perched up there. You will not be able to hear me talk when I turn on the shop vac because I need to turn that on so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so let me turn that on. Okay, I've opened it up. Let me see if I can bring this in for you without knocking everything down. Okay, I can see tiny little bits like right in here, there, and there, and towards this edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit it again, just in the spots that I've noticed, and we'll take a look at it when it's done. Okay, so there it turned out, and you guys can keep your etching cream. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun, and it turns out so good. Nice, crisp, and it's going to last a long time, and it's even. I know before, like when I use the Armor Etch and the Velvet, every now and then you get streaks with the Velvet, and the Armor, that was just horrible. It was always spotting and streaking. So that's what it looks like, and I have all these to go yet. Okay, so here's the cup I made. That is super tiny. You can see all the black stuff stuck in my fingernails from cleaning up the edges a little bit more, but you can see how tiny that is. And then on this side I did my name, and yes, it is actually painted in there. I used just a regular spray paint, and I don't think I will ever use that again, because it seems like when it gets really hot it tends to want to like bleed out into the cup. So I do have Peebo, I think that's what it's called. It's the paint that you can paint on and then put in the oven and cure it. I'm also expanding into powder coating, so then I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Let's check the others. Okay, so here's the mirror. It turned out beautifully. Putting the stencil on was kind of a pain, but what you need to do for something like this is you need to find the center of the mirror and then the center of your stencil and go that way. And there's the pie plate. What is that? 7 by 11. And then the big 9 by 13. They all turned out absolutely beautiful. Alright guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, find me over at ScanNCut Canvas and Scal Help on Facebook. Thanks guys.